the human beings as found 4,000 years ago are not the same human beings as found 3,000 years ago, for instance, or 1,000 years ago, or as found today. So there is a progressive widening of human field of interest. To match that and to tell you that a more developed teaching was required. Additional teaching was required. The result was that every other law-bringing prophet who came after the era of one law-bringing prophet came to an end, added to those teachings to suit the requirements of that time. But yet there was no contradiction whatsoever. This is what is meant by itmam-e-nema. Atmamtu alaykum ni'mati. Now this word itmam-e-nema is used by the Holy Quran with regards to the teachings of Abraham and Jacob and Isaac and Jacob and Joseph. So what is the difference between the itmam-e-nema of the earlier times and the itmam-e-nema of the time of Hadhrat sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the last lawbringer? Once you understand this, then the whole issue would be resolved. The fact is that the Holy Quran uses the same term, itmam-e-nema, about Ahmad sallallahu alaihi wasallam with one additional attribute which has been never used in context with other prophets. And the verse which I have in my mind and which I want you to understand fully is Al-yawma akmaltu alaykum ni'mati yawma atmamtu alaykum ni'mati wa yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati wa raditu lakum al-islam dina. In this verse, Ahmad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the Holy Prophet of Islam, is told by God, Al-yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum. Today we have completed your deen. Deen can be translated crudely by the word faith. But anyway, this is a much wider word. So let's, for the time being, translate it as faith. Al-yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum. Today I have completed your faith. Wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati, and consummated the favors which I have been showing to you from the time immemorial. Wa raditu lakum al-islam dina, and I am now pleased forever with the religion of Islam as such, or the faith of Islam. Now the word itmam-e-nema is common. As I have demonstrated, it is used earlier, it has been used earlier in context with previous religions and previous teachings. So itmam-e-nema does not mean a complete religion. Itmam-e-nema only means the teachings which suits the time and in which those aspects are added which were lacking before to suit the modern requirements. So itmam-e-nema is a continuous process of perfection, but not the final consummate stage of perfection. Itmam-e-nema means a religion, a process which perfects the religion in relation to the times. But ikmal-e-din is a new term used with regards to Islam, which means perfection, beyond which there can be no addition. Kamal means the point which is reached, a point which is reached beyond which there is no point. So this additional term of ikmal-e-din is the most important term to be emphasized by Muslims, because this is a unique term used only with relation to the teachings revealed to Ahmad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So in the light of this, nema can be understood in a most beautiful, balanced way. Now when we study the history of religion, we come to observe this most beautifully well-poised phenomenon, that when you have a cross-section in the history of religion at any time, at every such cross-section, the religious teaching of that time would be perfect as compared to the requirements of that time, because otherwise it cannot be declared as itmam and imam. In relation to that particular time, each teaching would be perfect, but not absolutely perfect, because the word ikmal is not used. The Islamic teaching has this difference. It is not only perfect vis-a-vis the time when it was revealed, but it has been perfected to the last sense of the word, with the result that no addition can be made. It is the final. And in the light of this, the word Khatam al-Nabiyyin can be well understood, but of that perhaps later. Now, having made this point, I proceed further to certain other aspects of nema, that is Nabuwa, because the best form of nema of which we have been told in the Holy Quran, the Nabuwa, that is prophethood. We understand that prophethood, the institution of prophethood, was introduced mainly to introduce law, but whereby the affairs of human beings were to be governed. Discussed only this aspect of prophethood. Prophets, when they bring laws, what are the laws, what is their sphere of interest, what is the object of those laws, of that we have already spoken about. But is that all the purpose of sending a prophet, or there is some other reason as well? Now we turn our attention to this aspect. Incidentally, I have already told you that all the prophets were not lawbringers. So obviously, just bringing of law is not the only purpose of creation of institution of prophethood. If that were the only reason why prophets are created or sent, then just the lawbringer prophets would be enough. And as far as our knowledge is concerned, we can pinpoint only about 4 or 5 law-bringing prophets in the whole history of prophethood as revealed in the Holy Quran. Adam perhaps could be the first lawbringer, then comes Noah, then Abraham, then Moses. So there are just 4 lawbringers, and the last one is Ahmad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the final lawbringer, the Khatam al-Nabiyyin. But the number of prophets mentioned in the Holy Quran, including all these, is 25. So at least 20 prophets are mentioned in the Holy Quran which brought no new law, which according to the categorical statements of the Holy Quran followed the previous law revealed to other lawbringer prophets. So what is the purpose of those prophets? That is to be seen. When you study the purpose of the prophethood of Ahmad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then you come to all the possible aspects of prophethood.